It an obsession. In reality, what fans are reacting to is the rarity of two artists finding a profound emotional match in each other. When you strip away the fan theories and exaggerations, what remains is something beautiful, two artists who found emotional safety, artistic inspiration, and genuine friendship in each other. Their bond is rooted in shared dreams, shared struggles, intense emotional work, and deep mutual respect. It isn't obsession, it's what happens when two souls meet at the exact right moment in their lives and elevate each other through art, vulnerability, and trust. Their connection is rare, powerful, and authentic, the kind of bond that doesn't happen often, but when it does, it leaves a mark on everyone who witnesses it. And that wraps up the deep dive into one of the most unexpectedly beautiful friendships in Hollywood, Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. Two powerhouse vocalists, two insanely talented actresses, and two women who found something incredibly rare on the set of Wicked, a bond built on trust, admiration, and pure artistic connection. Whether you call it chemistry, destiny, or just the magic of storytelling, one thing is clear, their relationship is so much more than a co-star partnership. It's support, it's transformation, it's vulnerability, and it's the kind of connection that pushes both of them to reach new heights. Watching them lift each other up, defend one another, and celebrate each other's growth has honestly become one of the most refreshing things in modern pop culture. If you loved this breakdown and want more deep dives into your favorite celebrities, relationships, and Hollywood stories, make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. Comment below, do you think Ariana and Cynthia's connection is one of the strongest we've seen between co-stars? I'll be replying to every comment. Thank you for watching. This is International Broadcast. When the Wicked trailer finally dropped, both women were reportedly emotional while watching it together. Ariana held Cynthia's hand during the musical moments, and both were seen wiping tears afterward. Fans immediately picked up on it, turning screenshots into viral images. Their reactions weren't promotional, they were real, heartfelt responses that showed how much the experience meant to them both. Insiders mentioned that Ariana and Cynthia exchanged heartfelt gifts throughout filming, handwritten notes, symbolic jewelry, personalized items, and sentimental keepsakes. These weren't generic celebrity gifts, they were deeply personal, reflecting specific emotional moments during filming. These small but meaningful gestures added another layer to their emotional connection, showing they were bonded beyond the workplace. Many co-star friendships fade once a project ends, but Ariana and Cynthia's didn't. They continued staying in touch, texting, supporting each other publicly, and spending time together long after production finished. Their connection didn't dissolve with the set, it remained strong, which told fans that this wasn't a temporary, project-based bond. It was a real, lasting friendship. Studio insiders believe the emotional authenticity Ariana and Cynthia bring to Wicked is partly due to their real-life connection. Their bond didn't just help them as individuals, it enhanced the entire film's emotional core. The rawness, vulnerability, and intensity they brought to their characters elevated the story, making their chemistry one of the film's most anticipated elements. Because their connection is unusually deep, expressive, and emotionally open, fans created theories that their relationship was more than friendship. People aren't used to seeing two adult women express such intense admiration and emotional vulnerability publicly, so the internet labeled. Ariana said Cynthia helped her find emotional clarity, courage, and stability during overwhelming moments. This wasn't just co-star support, it was true emotional care, strengthening their connection on a soul level. Cynthia, known for her powerful belting, began exploring gentler vocal tones during filming, something Ariana encouraged her to embrace. Ariana guided her through breath control, head voice shaping, and emotional phrasing techniques. Cynthia said Ariana helped her reach new vocal colors she didn't know she had. This artistic collaboration deepened their creative bond and solidified their respect for each other's artistry. As behind-the-scenes clips leaked, fans began creating edits showing Ariana and Cynthia's emotional moments, tight hugs, and affectionate looks. These edits went viral, generating millions of views and creating the narrative that the two women were obsessed with each other. The fandom exaggerated the intensity, but the foundation came from the real closeness they displayed naturally. the word obsession became a trending topic because fans noticed how deeply the two women spoke about each other. People weren't used to seeing two major celebrities express such raw affection publicly, so they assumed it must be something extraordinary. Online discussions, memes, and commentary videos further exaggerated the idea, turning their friendship into an internet phenomenon that it wasn't just fans who noticed. Cast and crew repeatedly described Ariana and Cynthia's connection as magnetic, intense, and beautiful. They talked about how the two actresses uplifted each other, supported each other after hard days, and shared emotional breakthroughs. Their connection wasn't a Hollywood performance, it was genuine, consistent, and visible to everyone around them. As filming continued, Ariana and Cynthia's real bond began to parallel the iconic Wicked storyline. Glinda and Elphaba start as strangers, grow into friends, then become emotionally intertwined in ways that shape their lives forever. Ariana and Cynthia experienced a similar journey, from immediate connection to emotional dependence to genuine sisterhood. The line between character and reality blurred in the best way possible, making their performances more authentic and their relationship stronger. Ariana and Cynthia's Instagram posts about each other were unusually heartfelt. They wrote long, emotional paragraphs filled with gratitude, admiration, and vulnerability. Ariana wrote messages like, "You are a blessing in my life," while Cynthia responded with, "I love you deeply." These posts felt more like personal letters than promotional captions, highlighting the depth of their connection in a way fans weren't used to seeing from celebrities of their status. During the height of production, Ariana admitted that Cynthia wasn't just a co-star, she was someone she looked up to deeply. Calling Cynthia her hero was a huge statement, especially coming from a global superstar known for being emotionally private. Ariana said Cynthia's strength, vulnerability, and artistry profoundly inspired her both personally and professionally. This level of admiration showed fans just how emotionally invested Ariana was in their bond. Cynthia responded with equally powerful words. She described Ariana as someone who radiates warmth, softness, and a rare emotional honesty. Cynthia praised Ariana's gentle spirit, saying she made the set feel safe and supportive. This wasn't typical Hollywood complimenting, it was genuine affection rooted in emotional understanding. Cynthia repeatedly expressed gratitude for Ariana's presence, calling her a gift in her life. Director John Chu said their connection was electric from the moment they started rehearsing. Unlike most co-stars who build chemistry gradually, Ariana and Cynthia had something natural and instinctive. Chu said he never had to force emotional scenes, their real bond carried the weight effortlessly. He described their partnership as unrepeatable, emphasizing that you couldn't manufacture their connection even if you tried. Rehearsals for Wicked weren't just technical, they were emotional journeys. Both women said they discovered parts of themselves through the process. Ariana rediscovered her confidence after a difficult period in her personal life. Cynthia unlocked new emotional depth in her performance by connecting with Ariana during vulnerable moments. The rehearsal process became a safe space where they could heal, explore, and grow together. Music became one of the strongest binding forces between them. Their voices blended so seamlessly that multiple crew members said it sounded otherworldly. Harmonizing with someone requires a deep connection, trust, timing, emotional syncing, and Ariana and Cynthia achieved that effortlessly. Singing together became a form of communication, one that deepened their respect and affection long before the cameras started rolling. During long filming days, Ariana and Cynthia often stayed behind to talk about life, fears, heartbreak, trauma, and dreams. These conversations built emotional intimacy that extended far beyond the script. Sources said that some of their deepest moments happened between takes or after long days of filming. These private talks strengthened their bond in ways fans would never see, creating a real friendship anchored in vulnerability. Ariana went through a period of intense personal challenges during filming, public scrutiny, emotional stress, and life changes. Cynthia reportedly became a pillar of support, offering guidance, comfort, and grounding energy. It was a deeply emotional, almost spiritual reaction. That moment marked one of the first emotional breakthroughs in their friendship, setting the tone for the intense admiration that would follow. Cynthia Erivo is a Tony-winning vocalist with decades of training, yet she repeatedly expressed awe at Ariana's vocal intelligence. Cynthia noticed Ariana's precision, the way she shaped vowels, controlled breath support, or delivered soft, airy tones with absolute mastery. What surprised Cynthia most was Ariana's humility. Despite being one of the world's biggest pop stars, Ariana approached rehearsals with childlike curiosity and zero ego. Cynthia openly said she admired Ariana's discipline, calling her one of the smartest vocalists she'd ever worked with. This mutual admiration wasn't superficial, it was rooted in deep professional respect, which became a powerful pillar of their connection. As filming progressed, Ariana and Cynthia developed emotional rituals that helped them stay grounded. Before difficult scenes, they would often hold hands, breathe together, or share quiet affirmations. These rituals became sacred moments that protected their emotional energy on set. Because Wicked is such an emotionally demanding story, these small practices helped them stay connected, centered, and safe. Cast members said that whenever a heavy scene approached, you'd always find Ariana and Cynthia off to the side, whispering, laughing softly, or gently supporting each other. These private rituals became the emotional backbone of their working relationship. Multiple crew members revealed that Ariana and Cynthia's emotional intensity was so strong that sometimes the real emotion happened after cut was called. They would stay in character emotionally, often crying, hugging, or grounding each other long after the scene finished. Because Wicked explores themes of friendship, betrayal, and impossibility, performing those moments required true vulnerability. Ariana and Cynthia leaned heavily on each other for emotional support, creating a bond that exceeded the script. Their real friendship enhanced their performances, and their performances deepened their friendship, a rare cycle in filmmaking. One of the clearest signs of their emotional closeness was how quickly they defended one another publicly. When critics questioned Ariana's casting, Cynthia was one of the first to speak up, praising Ariana's talent, discipline, and authenticity. When people doubted Cynthia's take on Elphaba, Ariana immediately shut down negativity, calling Cynthia phenomenal beyond words. Their protectiveness wasn't rehearsed or required, it came naturally, rooted in deep affection. This mutual defense showed fans how strongly they felt about each other on and off screen. Fans began noticing that whenever Ariana or Cynthia talked about each other in interviews, their voices changed. Their expressions softened. Their eyes teared up. Their body language shifted into something warmer, gentler, more intimate. Ariana openly cried during interviews discussing the experience of working with Cynthia. Cynthia also teared up when asked about Ariana's impact on her. These weren't press-friendly soundbites, these were real emotional reactions that revealed how much they meant to each other, fueling fan theories that their relationship was unusually deep. The behind-the-scenes photos from set created viral waves because the body language between Ariana and Cynthia looked incredibly affectionate. They were constantly hugging, linking arms, resting their heads on each other, or whispering closely. These photos didn't look staged or promotional, they captured real moments of comfort, trust, and emotional reliance. Fans quickly began sharing them with captions like, "They're obsessed with each other," creating a social media narrative centered around their closeness. Both Ariana and Cynthia had a personal, emotional attachment to Wicked that stretched back years before filming. Ariana famously adored Glinda and the musical since childhood, singing the songs in her bedroom and manifesting the role long before she became a pop superstar. Cynthia, on the other hand, admired Elphaba's complexity and emotional range, seeing parts of herself reflected in the misunderstood character. The fact that both women landed their dream roles at the same time created an immediate emotional bridge between them. It wasn't just another movie, it was a lifelong goal finally realized, shared with someone who understood the weight of that dream. This shared history formed an invisible thread connecting them even before they spoke. Ariana and Cynthia are both known for their fierce perfectionism, a trait that can sometimes create distance between performers. But instead of clashing, their perfectionistic tendencies aligned beautifully. They approached each rehearsal with almost identical intensity, always pushing to be better, always refining details, always exploring emotional layers. This created a unique dynamic where they saw their own dedication reflected in each other. Both women described the set as a place where they felt safe to challenge themselves, because the other person was working just as hard. Their shared work ethic became another point of connection, deepening their respect and making them inseparable during long rehearsal days. There is a now famous moment from early rehearsals that insiders still talk about: the first time Ariana heard Cynthia sing "Defying Gravity" live. It wasn't just admiration. Ariana reportedly broke down into tears, overwhelmed by Cynthia's power, emotion, and presence. She said Cynthia's voice hit her in places she didn't know were possible. Ariana later described it as a life-changing moment, one of the most breathtaking vocal experiences she'd ever witnessed. This wasn't simply co-star praise. On-set chemistry. Crew members anonymously said their energy together is insane. Fans who saw leaked clips say the emotional intensity in their scenes is unmatched. 5. They defend each other. If someone criticizes Ariana, Cynthia subtly defends her. If someone questions Cynthia's casting, Ariana jumps in instantly. They act like protective best friends. When the casting for Wicked was officially revealed, the entertainment world didn't just react, it erupted. Ariana Grande being cast as Glinda and Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba instantly became one of the biggest news stories in Hollywood. Fans couldn't believe the two powerhouse vocalists, each known for emotional depth and technical precision, were going to share the screen. The moment the announcement dropped, social media exploded with excitement, edits, fan theories, and speculation about whether the two women would get along. What no one knew then was that this casting would set the stage for one of the most intense and emotionally rich friendships Hollywood had seen in years. The foundation of their bond began right here. Before they even stepped onto the set, people close to production described their first meeting as shockingly natural, almost like watching two people reunite rather than meet for the first time. There was an energy between them that felt instantly aligned, a mix of mutual respect, artistic curiosity, and a subtle emotional familiarity. While most actors need time to warm up during early table reads, Ariana and Cynthia reportedly gravitated toward each other without hesitation, pairing off during vocal warm-ups and sitting together during early blocking rehearsals. Crew members noticed how they listened to each other intently, asked thoughtful questions, and shared small jokes within hours of meeting. It wasn't the typical polite co-star energy, it was something deeper, almost as if they were meant to play these roles together. Welcome back to International Broadcast. Today we're diving into one of the most talked about Hollywood friendships, Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. Fans call it an obsession, the media calls it chemistry, and the cast of Wicked? They say it's something deeper. So what's actually going on between these two powerhouse stars? Let's get into it. When Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo were cast as Glinda and Elphaba in Wicked, no one expected their connection to explode the way it did. The moment they stepped on set, something clicked, a mix of respect, admiration, and powerful emotional bonding. Ariana has openly called Cynthia my hero, my soulmate on set, and one of the most talented humans alive. She said Cynthia changed her life, pushed her as an actress, and supported her through the most emotional scenes. Ariana even admitted she cried the first time she heard Cynthia sing live. That's how deep their artistic connection is. Cynthia Erivo is just as intense. She praises Ariana constantly, calling her a light, a gift, and the sweetest, most generous partner. Cynthia has said they formed a real, deep, emotional friendship, one that goes way beyond the cameras. Their story starts in 2021, when both were announced as the leads in the Wicked movie, Ariana as Glinda the Good Witch, Cynthia as the misunderstood Elphaba. Instantly, the internet exploded. Two powerhouse vocalists. Two emotional performers. Two perfectionists. But no one expected the bond that would form. On the first days of rehearsals, crew members described Ariana and Cynthia as magnetically drawn to each other. They sat together, rehearsed together, and shared every emotional moment of the preparation process. Their chemistry felt instant, like they'd known each other for years. Ariana Grande has spoken about Cynthia with a level of admiration that fans instantly noticed. She calls Cynthia My hero. My soulmate on set. The most talented human I've ever stood beside. Ariana said that watching Cynthia perform made her cry on multiple occasions. During one vocal rehearsal, Ariana reportedly broke down and said, "I've never felt this safe singing with someone. She brings the best out of me." Ariana even posted long captions describing Cynthia as a blessing in her life, something she rarely does publicly. Her emotional openness is a big reason fans say she's obsessed. But Cynthia Erivo gives the same energy right back. She calls Ariana a light. A gift. One of the most generous performers I've ever met. In an interview, Cynthia said, "Ariana gives so much of her heart. You cannot help but love her. She is the definition of a partner." Cynthia described moments on set where they held hands before intense scenes, grounding each other emotionally. She said their connection became so deep that sometimes, during emotional scenes, they would cry even after the cameras stopped rolling. This wasn't just acting, this was a real friendship forming in real time. The word obsession didn't come out of nowhere. Fans started using it when they noticed the intensity between the two. 1. Emotional interviews. Both women tear up when talking about each other. Ariana cries when praising Cynthia. Cynthia cries when praising Ariana. This emotional vulnerability fuels fan theories. 2. Constant physical affection. Behind-the-scenes photos show them hugging, holding hands, leaning on each other, wrapping arms around one another. Their comfort level is unusually strong for new co-stars. 3. Social media messages. Their Instagram posts toward each other read like love letters, long paragraphs, emotional appreciation, heart emojis, and gratitude.